Governor Greg Abbott is deploying about 5,000 National Guard troops across Texas ahead of anti-Trump and anti-ICE protests planned for this coming weekend. Dozens are scheduled from big cities to little towns across the Lone Star State. Fox 4's Stephen Dial is live right now with a look at how some law enforcement preparations are going. Hi, Stephen.
Casey, Governor Abbott is taking a page from the Trump playbook by deploying National Guard troops. Abbott says it's preparing for possible violence. Critics say it's political posturing. Protesters took to the streets Monday night in Dallas to oppose the immigration enforcement tactics of the Trump administration. While mostly peaceful, police were hit with water bottles and fireworks by some protesters. One was arrested. Wednesday night, San Antonio saw a similar large protest with no major incidents. With dozens of protests scheduled across Texas on Saturday, Governor Abbott is moving thousands of National Guard troops into position.
It does not do any good to have the National Guard not deployed and have a city catch on fire, have crime and chaos break out, and take a day or two to get them there.
Abbott went on Fox News to defend his decision Thursday. In addition to 5,000 National Guard troops, Abbott is also dispatching 2,000 DPS troopers across the state. As for the timing of the upcoming protests, Saturday is President Trump's 79th birthday. It is also the Army's 250th anniversary, with a military parade scheduled in Washington, D.C. The anti-Trump rallies, 8 of them in North Texas, are dubbed the No Kings movement.
People are free to protest if they don't harm anything. However, because of the possibility, because the size of the crowds could grow large, because things could get out of control, we want to make sure that we have the assets in place where we're going to be able to quickly respond.
Abbott's decision comes days after President Trump activated the National Guard and Marines in response to protests in L.A. I spoke to Rice University political scientist Mark Jones about the optics.
Now that the president has set a precedent of using the National Guard to deal with these protests, I think you're going to see more Republican governors follow that lead, both to be seen as being in sync with the president, but also in case violence does break out that spills over, there's no Monday morning quarterbacking of why didn't you have the National Guard there?
Jones says some of this is political posturing, but he thinks it also sends a message to protest organizers specifically.
I think signaling to groups in Houston and San Antonio and Austin and elsewhere that they need to be cautious about what they do, and if they protest peacefully, there won't be any issues. But if they begin to engage in violence and vandalism, there will be a serious reaction by a combination of local law enforcement, the National Guard, and DPS.
The No Kings protests are scheduled in several U.S. cities, but as of right now, there's not one scheduled in Washington, D.C., where the Army parade is being held.
Yeah, but no doubt law enforcement on high alert in the cities that are holding them. Fox 4's Stephen Dial live for us tonight. Stephen, thank you.